What's going on, y'all? It's Coffee back at it, man. A whole lot going on. All this no jumper drama, man. Like always, it's crazy, man. We gonna get to it, man. I'm just glad to see that one individual is gaining momentum and coming up off this, as he's been grinding for a long time, man. And before we get to all that, right? Wack100, as I always point out, and a lot of other individuals point out, this man be talking more bullish than a little bit, be running more manipulative fluckery than damn near anyone out there in the blogosphere. But every now and then he spits some real ish, or just shares some free game, or within the fluckery there's some substance and something to it. You know what I mean? Like, you got to watch with manipulators, you know what I'm saying? And not just what we're talking about with Wack in life as well, man. But he was spitting some real ish right here.
Public announcement to the streets, family members, whoever: when you're doing any kind of business, any exchange of your service for monies, you have to have a contract. Whether it's a simple contract written up on a napkin, giving certain details and dollar amounts and dates, you have to have a contract. I'm gonna tell you why. You can go do a service for somebody. Everything works out for them. You double back, bro, where my payment at? Next thing you know, the civilian, because he know he's dealing with a dude that may possibly be from the streets, he plays victim. Oh, I feel pressured. Oh, I feel like you're extorting me. Without that documentation, that's what it's gonna be. So if somebody comes to you and tells you, hey, I got this problem, or hey, this is going on, you write it up, bro. Write it up. As a service, make sure he signs it. Maybe get it notarized. That way, when you come for your payment and they play victim on you, you still have a leg to stand on. That still don't mean you can go do something to them. At that point in time, you just have the proper documentation to go seek a civil attorney and get your money. It may be a delay, but the delay will be a whole lot less than the prison term that this dude forced you into, because he don't want to acknowledge what you guys' verbal agreement was. I don't know what you got to do. Draw up a simple one. Stop doing handshake business and start tying documentation to everything you do. Public service announcement, PSA, free game.
So you heard Wack, man. Free game, he says. Times have changed. The day of the handshake deals is a thing of the past. Quit, making yourself, leaving yourself vulnerable, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of interesting too, as I was pointing out, right, how Wack was saying a civilian individual with knowledge of things like this can pull a fast one on someone from the streets who might do a job or something and then be left assed out, no contract or documentation in place, and then pull a whole, yo, I'm scared. They were pressing me, and you know what I mean? Just all the games people play. And we've seen Wack run plays like this in similar ways, in a sense. You know what I mean? Like when there's been people in the blogosphere that he's flucked with, and then they've had some kind of falling out, or things weren't going the way Wack wanted, and then he'll pull like a business loophole to fluck them over. Tap in and let me know if y'all know what I'm talking about, if you've seen it. And it's also interesting in the sense that Wack100 was a guy, if you follow him, his career, what's out there, you know what I mean, about him. He was running with Suge in Death Row in the Row era, the Death Row 2.0, the dying days. And he soaked up a lot of games. Same thing like 40 Glock or other individuals that were around Wack would tell you he positioned himself strategically around the right individuals to get up on the game and figure out how to do things and open doors for himself in a sense. And in life, there's a lot of cats, right? Like, say someone's just flying by the seat of their pants, surviving paycheck to paycheck or lick to lick or whatever, however they're living. There's not a lot of game that they're up on, right? Like how to fix their credit, it's like the whole thing. If you go to a buy here, pay here a lot, or loans and just different things like that, where the individual struggling stays struggling. And a lot of people make a lot of money off that. You know what I mean? It's kind of the way of the world in a sense. So even though you got to grind, you got to survive, you got to pay the bills first, you got to soak up game and, figure out how to elevate and level up. And then the whole civilian in the streets thing is like Wack plays both sides of the fence in a way. It's intriguing, like he's giving good game with the PSA, but to look at it figuratively, in a panoramic view, it's kind of intriguing with the way Wack has done a lot of things that we've seen. And then let's keep it a buck too. A lot of situations where people get beaten the head out of money that they're owed, right? But it was more of a handshake deal type thing or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like that's a civil matter. You got to go to court for that. And then at the end of the day, if you win a civil judgment against someone, that don't mean you just get the money, man. And anyone who knows about the whole situation with the game, owing all that money and cooking the books, to the woman who won the actual assault lawsuit against him, Wack's heavily involved in that, where to hide the money at, move it here, put royalties in this person's name, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just a little food for thought at the end of the day if you really think about it, like how Wack's continued to thrive in different business moves and things that he's made, like think about it, it's just soaking up game wherever you go, and he's sharing game here, like you got to keep it a buck no matter what, even if the person be on some fluckery the majority of the time.
You told us to be here. No, bro, I know, but you wasn't supposed to be like super. Oh, you see that? You see that? You see that? That mean I'm gonna beat your ass, homie. They had no idea that Travis Ford was only told to bring 2 people. So when you pop up 30 deep, they're coming to support their boy. They're coming to have a good time, and it's not their fault. They're being treated like this. That they're being asked to wait outside. You want us to be out here with signs, protesting for you? Nah. No jumper, the fuck out of Lush, cuz nigga, y'all invited us here, bro. A lot of money to be here and bring gifts and drop the mics and video man, cuz. So y'all wanna play with us, cuz? Y'all gotta get. They done went way up there, man. Only to get denied access. But anyway, yeah, man, you banned from Los Angeles, man. Don't worry about nothing. You banned, you know what I'm saying? Take the homies, you know what I'm saying? Put that cake in the Diamond pressure pros in this motherfucker. It's your boy Louis, baby. God, Diamond pressure pros. Got my nigga Travis Ford in this motherfucker. Travis, what we about to do, bro, man? What you got going on? Man, we this thing, man. Shout out Count Capone, dude. Shout out Luke, man. Shout out Diamond pressure and pros. We in this motherfucker's bitch, man. Let's take a record straight.
And then this is what I was talking about with all that no jumper fluckery we saw jump off yesterday. Travis Ford, who's a dude that I've been rooting for, man. You know what I mean? Like, this dude works hard. I feel he has dope music. You know what I mean? He at one point in time was running around you talk about contracts and handshakes and stuff like that. He's addressed it in the interviews that he was fake signed to this bozo, snitch, goofball, lame Jane, wannabe, corny, no one likes a mass rapper who's flat out delusional. You know what I'm saying? And he got away from dude, but then I seen they made up and then fell out, made up. I don't even know what's going on now this time, But Travis Ford is the way better artist out of the two in that situation. And I believe Travis Ford did his own No Jumper interview a little while back. I still haven't seen that. It's happened if you've seen it and all that. But we saw all the reports and everything yesterday about No Jumper and Lush being suspended. Adam's like, yo, ain't no way you could pull up 40 deep like that and all that, and Lush is binging out and he's on his ish again. And I saw one reactor that was breaking down this situation, show that old "you lied to me" Lush footage, and man, rewatching that back and going back in time to that moment, I'm shocked Lush ever ended up back at No Jumper, that these two ever mended their relationship, because that was just like third person awkward. Like Lush was looking wild goofy there and just being marked out by the biggest, softest bitch in the blogosphere, Adam 22. But today, if you pay attention to all the different ish popping up on the screen and all that, it seems that Travis Ford is possibly, he's called out No Jumper, like, yo, we pulled up with a cake, bringing gifts and all that. I was invited and this, that, and the third. And he seemed all right with Lush. But now I'm seeing that maybe things ain't so good, like with Lush. You know what I mean? Because his stupidity jumped all this off, his baseheadedness. Like, we got to point that out. Lush threw his recovery away when he went back to No Jumper. He was always trying to push all this recovery-ish, and it's like, why you drinking with motherfuckers? Why you being inebriated to the point of passing out? It just was not looking good at all. And then with this situation, it seems it may indeed, like, tap in if you guys think that this is all Lush's fault, and if you think he's going to end up back at No Jumper or not. I'm wondering if this suspension may turn into a firing. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But like I was saying, I'm happy to see Travis Ford's been on Cam Capone News. He did, that Hater World podcast, the list goes, Street TV. Like, he's done 3, 4, or 5 interviews on all this, and you see him posting in his story, yo, $400 for interviews. If you hit me up, be Cash App, Apple Pay ready. I need my bag. And good for him. Whether this situation, like how it all exactly went down, I think that he just pulled up there on some cool shit, trying to, continue to grow and make content and build off this situation with Lush, as they did an interview way back on the pop-up and all that, and things go all this way. And who knows, now Adam 22 will probably be shook to ever have Travis Ford come back. And I did see Travis Ford calling him out, you know what I mean, talking about how foul and fucked up of an individual that Adam is. But I'm just glad to see a lot of platforms picking this story up, and Travis Ford getting paid for interviews and going on different platforms and raising his stock in this blogosphere-ish. You know what I mean? Once again, I want to see this dude win. He's talented. He works hard. He had a clown rat lying to him, making think that he had some kind of record deal and all that. And he continued to push on and branch out and build on his own. So at the end of the day, they say all publicity is good publicity. And here he is now getting booked interviews and such. You know what I mean? So good for Travis Ford. Hit the comments. Let me know what you think about the whole situation, what Wack was talking about and all that. Subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.